We read it. We read it. What? Yo, wait, let me scoot this bag. Why am I so close? What the what? Good evening, y'all. Another episode of 1 billion brave 1 billion. What? Good evening. How are y'all? Y'all good? Y'all straight? As y'all can tell, I'm good. I'm straight. I done slept for 3 hours because I almost had an allergic reaction off of a drink that I thought was for me, but it had coconut in it. We ain't doing that. Not today. The Benadryl wasn't working, so I took 2 more just in case, quickly. And he shall do a new thing quick, a quick turnaround. Okay, so let me formally introduce myself because I'm on a 22. So, welcome to another episode of One Being Brave. I am your host, Domo Jones. And I am so glad that you guys are tuning in. This show is about to be super dope because you already know my guests are fly, like point in the period. I am an author, a disability confidence coach. I am a small business owner, and I am a hostess of the dopest show ever that's live streamed. You're welcome. Okay, so let's get into the house rules. So the first one is, you already know, no profanity. We don't get down like that on this show because there are so many words to say. We're about to say them. I mean, there's so many words to say. It's almost like too many other words to say. We ain't about to use no profanity not on here. No bashing of politics, religion, race, or gender. Why? Because from one blood he made all the nations. So we pretty much fam. Like, what up, cuz? What up, bro? I see you. Auntie. Okay, because I need that lemon cake. That's all I'm saying. I need a lemon cake with some Kool-Aid on the side. Chicken noodles. Chicken noodles. Okay. This is one of the most important things that I'm about to say. This is one of the most important rules. We do talk about Jesus Christ on this show. Yes, he is the main thing. That's my dog. He is always going to be number one. Always. Because without him, I'm nothing. And you too. We're about to give him all his credit. He's about to get all of it. And another rule is we on this show is about the disability community and also people that are essential caregivers. I need y'all to hear me clearly when I say this. Listen in with your good ear. Okay? Are y'all ready for this rule? This is the very first show. Jew, I see you. This is the very first show that has a host with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities or essential caregivers with medical conditions. Oprah, Lady O, Mother O, Evangelist O. I'm coming to the house. Just keep the door unlocked and have the fruit snacks and Arizona green tea at the door. Because we about to sit and talk. And I may have my scarf on. Grandma, I love you. That's it. Lady O. Lady O, Mother Oprah. Mother OW. We will be okay because we will be talking soon. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. We will be talking soon, Mother. So get ready. Get your house shoes on. Do whatever you gotta do. Get them made, or if you don't have it made, just have them go on the left side because I am left-handed. Just have them go on the left side with some fruit snacks and a green tea, and that's it. I don't want a lot. That's it. Okay, so let's get into the life of Domo. Are you ready? Y'all gotta be ready for the life of Domo. So, life of Domo. First off, I want to say this past weekend was Father's Day. We celebrate the fathers. Yes, we do. I want to celebrate. I have 2 fathers, and I'm very grateful that I have 2 fathers. I want to celebrate my biological dad, David Jones, and my bonus dad, Kendall Gosley. Let's go. You guys are great fathers. Great fathers. Now let's get into life of Domo. So I just got a quick question, Your Honor. Um, I don't know. I don't know where in my life story God put in place that both my dads are going to be pastors. What did I do to deserve? Like, how did I get that? How did I get that storyline? Both? I mean, I'm not that bad. Like, I feel like God, what you trying to say? Like, you are the Lord of all. I get it. You have made my end before my beginning. So who put that chapter in my book that they both have to be pastors? Because like I can't do nothing. I can't. And it's not even that they're pastors. Like they be having dreams. They have visions. Like God and them are like they're like ace. Like they be having like real conversations. So it's almost like I even if I think it's probably not even gonna go far. Tanya, I see you, I love you. It's probably not even gonna go far because they already know. Because God already dropped it in them in a dream while they was driving in the car. I mean, like, who put it in the bylaws and the tri laws that I was gonna have two dads that were gonna be pastors? I need to I just got questions. That's all. I mean, like I said, God is God and he gonna do what he wanna do, but I just got questions. Like, I just wanna know why in heaven's me? Like, I followed your commandments, Lord. Why in heaven's me? That's it. I just want to know. And for those people that think or that go with the little stigma, PKs are the worst kids. They're not. Let me use me as a prime example. They're not. They're not at all. At all. We ain't that bad. Let me tell you who's bad. People. It's not PKs. People are bad. Why? Because we all have sinned and fallen short. Everybody's short. Everybody short. Retrice, I see you. Tamika, I see you. Love y'all. Everybody short. We all we all slip up. So all these people that be saying PKs are the worst, PKs are they're the worst of them all. No, no, no. People are the worst of them all. Don't be putting us in that category. And that's like y'all great. Because I've seen a lot of things in the news that have happened that were caused by non-preachers' kids. That's all I'm gonna say. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, because I ain't. So pastors' kids are not the worst kids. People are the worst kids. Because everybody was a child at once. We're all babes in Christ. We're all babes in Christ. Y'all, okay, so let me tell you guys about my day. It's always something, okay? It's always something. So I was drinking water and I decided to, I'm sorry, no, I wasn't. I was drinking green tea. I was drinking green tea and I decided to add a little, um, the little water packets. Yes, those. I decided to add a little water packet to my green tea. You know, spruce it up a little bit. And now I know that there is a certain packet that I believe had coconut in it because when I drank it, it didn't sit right on my tongue. So I would thank you, Natasha. So I was trying to avoid that. Now I just put this packet in my water and I was like, bro, this is bomb. Why is this drink so bomb? I don't know, but we about to drink it more. So then I had my mom taste it and she was like, oh, this good. Two, one minute. 1 minute later, my throat started closing. I said, Mom, I need a Benadryl ASAP. ASAP. Throat started closing that fast. I Googled what was in this. It's Ocean Water by Sonic. Just so I know. But it is bomb though. Ocean Water by Sonic. The thing is, it said in bold, this is a coconut refresher. Now y'all know I'm allergic to coconut. Golly. Can't drink a thing. So I was out for like a good 6 hours. So I'm up. I'm up now. And I mean, I'm glad that I tasted it. Now I know what it tastes like, but not for this system. We're not doing it for this one. Okay, so like I said earlier, my next guest, Natasha, I'm glad that you like it. So you can have all mine at this point. You can have all of it. You can take it all. Take it all. Um, like I said, oh, real quick. So for those that don't know, you guys see that purple? The purple is representation of Migraine Awareness Month. This is Migraine Awareness Month. So know that's what that purple's for. Yep. Wes, I see you. Love you. And without further ado, we're about to get into my guest because that's what we're talking about. That's more important than my little allergic reaction story. Golly. Okay, so my next guest, let me tell y'all, I love her. This is my dog. Like, I love her. Her energy is just too on. And let me tell y'all, when y'all see this bun, get into the bun. When you guys see the bun, get into the bun because the bun is the business. Charnyce, I need you to hop on. Hop on. Let's go. Let's go.
You know I did the bum for you.
I appreciate it. That's the first thing I saw too. That's the first thing
I was
I
like, it's
saw.
not big enough. It's not big enough.
I love it. I love it. Yo, welcome to the 1 Billion Brave stage.
Hello. What's popping?
I'm so glad you're on. Like, I'm so glad you're on. Okay, so for those people in the back, please tell everyone your name, where you're from, and the name of your medical condition.
Okay, my name is Charnyce. Everything's new Perdue. I'm from Southern California, born and raised. And my medical condition of 25 years is lupus. So it
Woo!
started off as one type of lupus, and over the years, it has progressed into other things. So, yeah, we can get into that too.
Yes, we're about to delve into it. Okay, so can you start from the beginning? Like, how did you even get the diagnosis?
Oh my goodness. I was 16. I'm a licensed cosmetologist now, but back then I was just braiding hair. I already had a full clientele. I was at work feeling kind of tired, a little sleepy. And I was like, whoo, I must have just been braiding for too long. And I looked down at my ankles and I had these like red little dots on my ankles.
Mm.
That was a Wednesday. By that Saturday at work, the dots were all the way up to my neck. So, and I felt even more fatigued, even more tired. Never thought about even the word fatigued now that I'm using it, but I was exhausted. My mom took me to the emergency room and they said, had I waited even another day, I probably would have bled to death. Those little spots was me bleeding underneath my skin.
Oh,
And it's called petechiae. I was literally just hemorrhaging under my skin and I didn't even know. I just thought I was tired. And they didn't know if it was lupus or a leukemia or what. They were like, we're going to run a few tests. Well, a few tests turned into like 6 hours just sitting there waiting, being poked and probed while they tried to figure it out. And a pediatrician by the name of Dr. Bala Krishnan, I think he's retired now, he came and said, we don't know what you have yet, but we're going to find out. Luckily, his intern came out of the blue and she said, I think I know what that is, bust out her textbook and said,
come
that's
on.
petechiae. And so he told me what petechiae meant. It meant that I was hemorrhaging underneath my skin.
Wow.
And once she said petechiae and they started working on what petechiae meant, they called in the oncologist, they called in everybody. By the time they finished in about a couple more hours, it was that I had lupus for sure, they think, because usually the diagnosis takes about 3 years. But I think with me bleeding like that, they kind of
They
figured
got
that
it quick, right?
out. So I stayed actually in the hospital that from that day forward for about a week. And they just tested and tested and tested and tested. I ended up getting a blood transfusion. Thank God, I'm all for those. And when I went home, Charnyce had lupus SLE. But I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And they were just like, well, right now it's just affecting your blood. But, usually people don't live past the age of 40 if they've been diagnosed this young. And we haven't had a case being diagnosed this young in the state of California that we know of.
Wow.
And that was 1997 or so, something like that. So
And
I was,
you're still standing here.
yeah. I'm still here by the grace of God.
Right. Okay. So you said you were 16 at that time?
Yeah, I was 16.
Okay. So first of all, that's like everyone's prime. 16.
Yeah, it was time to party.
Yeah.
It was the boys. It was school. It was everything.
Exactly.
And
so how did that affect you? Because that's a lot of information at 16.
Well, you kind of don't know what it means. Whenever you get diagnosed with something, you're like, okay, so what does that mean?
Right.
So then they start asking me all these questions like, do you want to have children? What is your home life like? Are you into any sports? And I used to run track. So I was like, oh yeah, I run track. I'm on the color guard. I do this, I do that. And the doctor was like, you might want to hold off on all those things. I said, what? What do you mean hold off on all those things? That's my life. I'm 16 and I'm cute and I'm out here trying to do what cute girls do. Like, what do you mean? My mom is in the back just freaking out like, my baby is going to die. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to die.
Okay, like pipe down just a taste.
But I do think that this is serious. I don't know. So you really just don't know. And I didn't know what that mean. I didn't know what fatigue, like chronic fatigue mean. I just knew that sometimes I would feel tired. But I didn't know what that was. I wasn't born with it. None of my other siblings have any type of diagnosis. So It's just me, and I'm one of 5 kids, and I'm number 4. So there were 3 kids before me, and none of them had anything going on. And my younger sister didn't have anything going on. So what's this?
Right.
We don't know. We don't know.
Man, that's a lot at 16, but it's so like unknown. Like I'm hearing you, but I don't get it. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what it felt like.
Like, how is this going to affect? That's how I really want to know. Okay, thank you for the name, but what's it going to change in my life?
Exactly. Well, then they didn't say that, this is something that when stress is entered into the equation of your life, it rocks your world.
Really?
So every time there was a stressful anything, it rocked my world, including a menstrual cycle.
Really?
Yes. So, okay, let's get into that. So monthly, my menstrual cycle was like clockwork.
Right.
Soon as 3 days before it came on, I'm like so sleepy, I couldn't keep my head up. My flow was, if any woman, y'all know what it is for a flow, it's crazy, heavy. I can barely go anywhere without feeling like I'm the woman with the issue of blood. Like it was serious, to the point where the doctors put me on birth control to control how many days I would have a cycle and to shorten the amount of days. And the first thing the doctor asked me was, are you sexually active? I was like, no, I ain't no sexually. Don't even ask me that in front of my mama. Shoot, you trying to get me locked up in the house for the rest of my life. So, they put me on birth control, which changes your hormones in your body too. It can cause mood swings. You could gain weight. I was a little bit more puffy. I'm like, wait, I don't want to be a little thicker than I'm young. I'm trying to keep these cute boys in the yard. Yo, you playing. You're playing with me. On top of that, then, you're thinking about all this stuff. How many kids you want to have? I'm thinking, okay, I'm one of 5. So, maybe 3, 4. The doctor says, why don't you plan on not having children? I said, what?
You just gonna kill my entire dream?
Yeah, I didn't like kids like that, but I didn't know yet because I was only 16.
I
And
can't
for
even
you
have a
to just
dream.
say
Goodness.
no kids, well, you can die in childbirth, or the baby can die, or the medicines that you might have to take over a lifetime could cause deformities, or you could have this and that. I'm like, I'm just 16, cute and ready to pop this thing. And
Relax.
you're talking about stuff that I'm not going to even think about right now. I'm not thinking about it.
Right.
But
Right.
the things that it did stop, like I said, I ran track. I was physically involved in school and auxiliaries. All of that went to a screeching halt because what happened was I ended up getting my wisdom teeth pulled that same year that I was diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
Rocked my block.
Really?
Usually, when you get your wisdom teeth pulled, anything from like 3 to 7 days, you're down, your gums are swollen, you all kind of jacked up. No, you guys, I was down for 30 days. I
Really?
looked like Martin off the Martin Lawrence show when he got beat up by the boxer, lumped up. I was Wilhelmina lump. Like I was tore down. The wounds never closed. They never closed. So it was very gory and gritty. I was out of school for like almost 2 months.
Wow.
And I wasn't going back and forth to the doctor. I was just, once I went to the dentist and they saw that the wound wasn't closing where they made the incisions and took out the teeth, it was open. So
Like,
I was tore down. And that's how they really noticed that something with her body is not, it ain't doing what it need to be doing. Like something's not working. And it was a roller coaster ride from then on because I got introduced to things like steroids, which help your body to heal faster, but they cause all kind of other things to go on with your body.
they perk you up.
They puff you up. That's working on your self-esteem. Man, if a disability don't do nothing else, it's gonna chip away at that self-esteem.
Chip away at that.
I mean,
So
you have to get strong about something, and luckily I believe in Jesus Christ. But if it wasn't for the love of the Lord and just being a strong-willed person, I don't know how I would be even sitting here right now talking to you about lupus and my life with lupus, because it has been a roller coaster ride that I've been trying to get off for 25
man, because it's really no joke when you have to live with a medical condition. Like, people get hurt, okay, you got a bruise, all right, you got whatever. But when you have to live with a chronic, that thing ain't gonna go away.
Yeah.
And that's a harsh reality.
Yeah, it is. It's cold blooded. It's it got Rick James Bangs written all over it. Just
for real, like you have to find. It's almost like you got to alter the life. You have to alter your life based on your medical condition.
Yeah,
because like you said, you can't stress out.
Lupus is the stepmother I never wanted. The one cousin that you always trying to duck and dodge. It's that party that you get invited to and you never attend, but you kind of have to. It's like you never wanted to, but you gotta have to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It really is. So how was it like growing up with, like, how was it growing up with the condition, in the sense of what things did you have to learn about even the disability, like just the simple things that you had to kind of alter?
Well, I was super active, like I said, and very social. So I had to learn to like slow myself down a little bit and to kind of taper how I address situations. I love to party. So the way it went was from teen clubs all the way to young adulthood and partying. It was Thursday through Sunday night. Well, okay. I used to be able to really do that before the fatigue and the diagnosis and the medicines and all the hospitalization started. But now I can't do that like that anymore. I gotta take a nap or make sure I don't miss the meds for a couple of days or something, and you getting used to this medicine regimen and making sure you're getting enough sleep, you're eating the right foods. And like you were talking about, what you ate something wrong and it totally sent you to the next level, man. Well, it changes your lifestyle. So I didn't know what lifestyle meant until later on, maybe about 10 years later. Then I was engaged to, well, my first engagement. Y'all done been engaged a whole bunch of times. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about
that. It's all good. It's a process. It's a process.
And realizing that life events are stressors.
Yes.
Like school, going to school, high school, college, any kind of school, marriage, babies, new jobs, moving, any of those things would trigger or wake up lupus. Now I can be I can be in remission for years at a time, where there's no medications, no heavy doctor appointment schedules, and things of that nature. However, I didn't realize back then, that I know now, is that all those life stressors that I just mentioned, or life events, cause a certain amount of stress that kind of will catapult you into a flare up.
Okay.
So for that first flare up was the wisdom teeth. That's when we really understood what lupus was for me. Right. Because it at first it just affected my blood. Well, for that, getting my wisdom teeth pulled, my blood would not clot. So I was just bleeding. And that's where those little dots came from and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, that's the petechiae, that's the this, that's the that. Your body is not healing itself the way it's supposed to heal itself. Your immune system, I didn't even know what immune system meant until lupus. And basically I have to guard my immune system. It's like it's dyslexic. It does things backwards. Instead of protecting my body, my immune system will get a cold and then it will shut my major organs down. Wow. That's what lupus does. So
is that considered a flare up? Is that what it flares?
That's a flare up. Anything could be a flare up. I can, like, let's say you got a cold and you come around me, we're in the same vicinity, and this is pre-pandemic, pre-coronavirus, of course. It could just be in the air. You got a cold, I'm gonna end up with the flu or pneumonia.
That's extreme.
Then, yeah, and that's how extreme it is. It seemed like it's crazy, but that's just like really my life. Like it's not something as small as just my nose gonna run for a couple of days or weeks. I'm gonna end up popping some pills and maybe in the hospital or quarantining at home before quarantining was a thing.
Thank you for that, because I always tell people, I'm like, yo, welcome to our life. People that have disabilities, we've always been in a quarantine. We've always had to have our own space, because anything can trigger.
Yeah, anything.
Like anything can trigger. Like for you, I kind of have some of the same symptoms as you as far as getting sick. If anyone is coughing, sneezing, mine will go extreme too, to like a double pneumonia. I'd be like, from a cough?
From a cough, girl. From a cough. And I'm a hugger by nature, but maybe about 10 years ago, I stopped hugging people. And I used to sing at the praise team, on the praise team at my old church, singing the choir. And I would, hey, how you doing, Charnyce? Hey, girl. Hey, sir, how you doing? Hug, hug. Then one year I just said, Charnyce, you cannot afford to get sick, not one more time. I mean, Lord, I'm claiming my healing in the name of Jesus Christ. But as of right now, what I can stop doing is embracing people physically, so I don't get that cold that turns into my pneumonia or my hospitalization. So I don't want to pop no pills and do all that. What I'm gonna do is say, Domo, girl, you looking good over there. Hey,
and that's
beautiful. Over there, beautiful. Sir, you are handsome, but we ain't gonna embrace no more. But I'm gonna do it from afar. Hey, how you doing?
And look, for everyone that doesn't have a disability or limitation, please take note. Don't take it offensive when someone
No.
that does have a disability or a medical condition don't
Yeah.
embrace or hug. We're thinking
Yeah.
about our future. We're
Yeah.
thinking about 10 minutes from now
Yes.
because it affects us so heavily.
Yeah.
While you guys are living life, waking up early in the morning, we can't even get out of bed sometimes. That's real. So
Yeah.
please do not get offended if
Yeah.
if we used to hug or we used to touch or we used to be close in your vicinity
Yeah.
and we're not anymore. It's literally for a reason. We're thinking about our future. We're not thinking about trying to be nice.
Yeah.
We think about
Well, I
trying to
mean, I
hurt.
can give you a compliment and still be nice. We just don't need to embrace physically because I
Yeah.
don't need any of your stuff on me. Yeah.
Yes. So
But I still love you though. And I
we
want
love
to interact
everybody.
with you all the time. I love people.
Yes. So have you ever had to because from the outside you don't look as though you have a disability, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
have you ever had to explain to someone like, yo, don't let like the looks fool you. I deal with a lot because I know a lot of people that do have like invisible disabilities. They
Yeah.
struggle with people understanding and accepting that they actually struggling with something.
Yeah, well, the latest thing is my ex-husband, we would, marriage is funny and it's hard. And when it would get hard and we would be like having a disagreement, he would be like, "But you're not sick." And I'm like, "But you've seen me in the hospital on a ventilator. You've seen me have a heart attack. What do you mean I'm not sick? Just
You
because you can't physically see it all the time, we live together. Like you see me when you have to pick me up and help me get to the bathroom or, put my support stockings on because my feet are swollen and my stomach is swollen and I'm looking like a Oompa Loompa and I'm just looking crazy. You've seen it. But even the people's closest to you, sometimes they're like, "Oh, you just doing too much right now." No, I'm actually telling you physically, I can't do that right now.
yes.
Even though it looks like I'm fine, I'm not always that fine. So it's
That's so true. That's so
it's
true
it's
because
hard, from the closest people to you, the closest relationships to you, to the ones furthest away. I remember being in graduate school, Loma Linda stand up. I love Loma Linda University, and the students in my cohort are now my colleagues. They would say, "Oh, Charnyce, you don't have to go so hard. You don't have to, push yourself like that." I say, "You have no idea what I do to come here every day, to see my patients, to do this or do that." I was doing like iron infusion treatments, going to school, to my graduate school program where I was taking 6 classes, which is not even, it was nothing but the Holy Ghost because there was no way I made it through that
right.
without God. But and still working a job. And I don't know how I did all that. It had to be Jesus.
That's
It had to be
why.
Jesus. It was not me. I just don't know. So if it wasn't for my belief in Jesus Christ, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit,
Period.
I would not be sitting here talking to y'all right now, sharing my story and journey with lupus, or smiling the way that I do, because literally lupus has rocked my block so many times that I just have to say, "Lord, please renew my strength, renew my faith, renew my joy. Please create in me a clean heart." Because me and lupus, if I ever meet you and you not in my body, we
On
not
site.
in it, but it's gonna be on.
On
It's
site.
on
Okay, so
on site.
speaking of the impossible, talk about your 3-year-old son that they said that you won't be able to have.
Yeah. Oh my God. His name is Chance Asher. Asher means blessing. When I tell you that little Chance, his name is Chance because I was pregnant twice before and miscarried. And I don't know if it was due to lupus or whatever the case may be. Maybe just God, was like, I'm going to show you and the doctors and your family members and the strangers that I perform miracles in the 2000s, because people, they say, that's the Bible day stuff and God is not doing miracles. When I tell y'all that I felt like a superhero, I had never been so healthy in my life. Pre-lupus, post-lupus, I have never been so healthy. I was sick for maybe a year before I actually got pregnant with Chance. And my levels was all over the place. I would do blood work and they would be like, we don't know why you haven't had a stroke again. We don't know why that last heart attack wasn't the end for you. Because I ended up having a heart attack and God pulled me through that. And then that was about 2017. 2018, I finished getting my license, my cosmetology license after graduate school and working in social services and doing all this other stuff. I just changed my mind and said, I'm going to do this like I really want to do this and start living my life the way I want to live it. Went, got my license so that I can do chemical services and all that great stuff. And maybe a month after I passed state board for cosmetology, I found out I was pregnant. And my doctor came in, and this is my normal doctor. He came in smiling, and I was like, okay, I thought I just had a little cold. You about to tell me I got a little cold, okay? Hey, it's just a cold, no flare up, right? Well, Miss Perdue, we just want to tell you and your husband, you are pregnant. Now we're going to run a whole bunch of tests, but I just want to say congratulations. I'm looking like, I thought that was just the bubble guts.
Right.
I didn't know that it was a whole blessing / baby growing up in the womb. And I felt sick then, like a cold, just sniffly and kind of sleepy and groggy, like most women who find out they're pregnant. And when I tell you that God started healing me, strengthening me from the inside while he's growing a whole baby in my body, I had never, my doctors, my team of doctors, I work with a great team of doctors from my general practitioner all the way to my cardiologist, my heart specialist, my nephrologist, my kidney specialist, my rheumatologist who governs the whole lupus thing. These doctors and my gynecologist, they were amazed that my blood work was so clean. When I tell you that when they found out that I was pregnant, I had just gotten off of medications that will cause birth defects and all this stuff, maybe 3 to 6 months prior to finding out I was pregnant. So the stuff was out of my body. Usually it takes about a few months, maybe 90 days, I would say, to be safe for medication, strong medications like steroids and stuff to get out of your body. So God gave me a grace period. Let's talk about grace. Come on, Holy Ghost. To get these toxins out of my body so that he can implant this baby. Because Chance Asher is a gift from God. Yes, he came through me and my ex-husband, but he is a gift from God. Y'all, I have never been so healthy in my life. When I tell you that my blood work, no medications, only vitamins. I was able to eat meat like beef. I hadn't eaten beef in 10 years prior to getting pregnant. Now, beef is a meat supplement that you need for iron.
Right.
I mean, I was eating chicken and things like that, but for the amount of blood that my body needed to produce to care for 2 people, 2 beings, I needed to eat some beef. And y'all, I ate beef with no problem. It was crazy. Blood work popping, no iron infusions, no nothing. And the crazy part was, while God is showing doctors and my family members and the church people and everybody that I was connected to that he will do a new thing in your life in the 2000s, he was strengthening my body. Y'all, I would shout right now, but I'll be done flip this whole camera over. I ain't gonna do it. But I felt like a superhero. I felt like a Marvel character. Y'all should stand up. I felt like just unstoppable. And through the whole thing, with God's grace and his love, I was so strong through the whole thing. It was amazing. It was amazing. I had my gynecologist, my original gynecologist. She was such a non-believer in miracles that every time I went to my appointments with her, she would say, well, you could still have a stillbirth. Do you feel the baby moving all the time? I'm like, he's up in there doing somersaults and flips. Like, what are you talking about? And on week 33, I'll never forget what week of pregnancy I was in. I had to have a come to Jesus moment with the doctor. And I want to encourage y'all, don't ever let a person, a doctor or otherwise, tell you how you feel. I said, ma'am, I come to these appointments every week. I was going to the doctor every week. I was taking stress tests every week. So because I was considered high risk, and you guys, I was 37 years old, pregnant. Like, so that was already considered geriatric pregnant. Oh, you old, blah, 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 blah. But when I tell y'all, I felt like Wonder Woman, the Holy Ghost, and Jesus Christ all in one having a baby. It was amazing. I had to tell that doctor, you will not speak negativity over my case. She said, you're the highest risk, the most highest risk case I've ever had in my career. I said, then why does every time I come in here, you have something negative to say?
Right.
I said, this is the most vulnerable time of a woman's life, emotionally, physically, everything, mentally. And you're coming in here talking about a stillbirth when I can feel him flipping right now. Right. Like, ma'am, stop. You're going to have to stop.
Yeah.
By the next week, God made it so I didn't have to interact with her no more. Because it was getting to the point where I was about to come up outside my character. And I wasn't going to be in the graces of Jesus Christ no more. I was about to say a couple of those Sunday school words that my Granny Green used to say when we made her mad.
Okay, that's a knuckle.
I was about to knuckle up for real, verbally. So, God was just with me, and Chance came. And I think just the blessing of Chance was to show people that God is still doing miracles right now. Chance Asher is 3 years old. He just turned 3 last week. Amazing. He does not have lupus. He don't have nothing wrong with him. They'll tell you the boy is strong. Man, I wish I had his immune system.
He got so much energy. I'm just like, can I get a penny of that?
He's hype. If he would have been here tonight, he would have been all up in this camera because that brother loves a good old camera flashing in his face.
Yo, I love that. It's like the beautiful thing about God is he takes all the impossible, like this don't even make sense.
Yeah.
He makes it make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you had every odd against you.
Yeah. Yeah.
From your age to your body type to your medical condition. I mean, like to even the doctor, like you had everything X. And God was like, no, we about to change that X to a check.
Yeah.
Oh God, listen, I'm telling everybody right now. God. I don't care about the God that you serve.
Yeah.
That you need to serve.
Yeah.
The God, the creator of everything. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost. That is the one. It's not the little G God. No.
This all big G. Triple O big G.
Come on. Yo, that just makes my heart so happy to hear. Like, God,
goodness.
Miracles. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
When he want to do it and how he want to do it. And here's the thing. It's whoever wants to be used.
Yeah. And I was about to say that. Well, it's good that you're saying that. The year before that I got pregnant, it was my year of yes. And there's a book, I forget who the author is, that's talking about the year of yes. And I had picked that book up and I was reading it. And I said, Lord, just put yes in my spirit, in my corazón, put it on my soul. everything that you want me to do. The minute I said yes to God and what he wanted me to do, from sharing my story of living with lupus, and just how I grew up. My grandfather is a bishop, and my grandmother was a first lady. They're deceased now, but you growing up in church your whole life, you hear people talking about the goodness of God and what he can do, but it don't hit home until it really hit home, like until it hit your body, until it hit your life, until it start rocking you around and those circumstances start coming from left to right.
Until that's all you got.
And yes. And when I realized my first real experience with having my total world rocked by lupus, I was 26. I had just broken off an engagement with an ex-fiance. I had moved to where he was, where the state he lived in. I had moved back to California, and I was heartbroken. And that broken heart that I had was actually what started me going to heart failure, which caused me to later have a heart attack and a stroke with lupus at the age of 26. And that's when the real hard parts of lupus in my life with my diagnosis started. But even in that, God was always with me. I was ready to give up on life. I was on a ventilator. I remember I had the white light moment that people talk about, but my white light moment was me begging God to take my life. I was like, I'm tired. My heart is broken. I done had this for now 10 years. I done had to stop doing the stuff I love. I used to skate, which I'm just getting back to roller skating and doing like just that kind of innocent fun stuff so that I could tend to lupus. And I was really heartbroken by that guy in that relationship and lupus. Like I had to stop doing the stuff and stop really living my life to attend to lupus. And God was like, your life hasn't even begun yet.
Right.
And I want to tell y'all, I don't care if you 99 years old, your life has not begun yet. These disabilities are circumstances that we are in, and it's part of your testimony to share with other people who would otherwise even want to take their life because of a diagnosis. Your life hasn't begun yet. It has not begun yet. I'm 41 years old. That heart attack and stroke was at 26. Remember, the doctor said I will never have a baby. I had a baby at 38.
Period.
I got 2 degrees. You can go to school. I got 2 degrees. I got a bachelor's in psychology, a master's in social work and social policy. You can do anything after, and I got that after having the stroke, where my association was off. I was calling my mama, my sister, my brother, my dad. It was all over the place. God even healed me and recovered me from that. So whatever you do, I don't want to preach because I know this ain't, about that, but God is my everything.
Yeah.
And he'll be yours too. And he will walk you through whatever your diagnosis or disability is. Sometimes the diagnosis is just a precursor to getting you to your purpose. And people don't realize that. He got to take you through something so that you will be able to be a good witness or testimony to someone about how good he is and how he can turn your life around and turn you into a walking miracle.
Because if you ain't
yeah, who are you going to help?
I don't want to hear. I want to hear what you've been through. I need to see the struggle.
Yeah, it's somebody that's going to watch this broadcast long after we've stopped taping and filming or whatever, and they're going to get a nugget from it and say, now I can do that. I can go after that job. I can go talk to that girl or that guy. And I can say yes to the dress or this or whatever the case may be. It all started. My life really didn't start until I had that heart attack and stroke.
Yes.
People will say now at 41, oh, Charnyce, I don't look 41. I feel 20.
Because you
this
don't.
This how I felt at 20s.
Girl, you look good.
Thank you. But life it's not over until the last breath leave your body. So you got to do this thing, even if it's with a diagnosis.
Okay. Listen. This is why I love her. This is why.
Oh God.
Okay, so Mom Jackie, I love you. That's you my girl too. I love you, my dad. So please let people know where they can find you. And I'm put this plug out. Y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to get on her to tell her to start doing her
I
one.
will. I am, y'all. I'm working. Well, I'm working on a book. On Facebook, my name is Charnyce. Everything's new. Soon as you put in everything's new, I'm gonna pop up. So
Period.
please follow me. I like Domo said, I usually have a weekly blog where I post a video or two sharing some of my life stories. I'm currently still Domo working on my book. I was going through a major event in my life. So, God had to set the book down for a minute so that I can focus on doing the things that I had to do for my life and my health. So I'm back and I'll get that to the publisher by the end of the year. So,
And quickly.
Yes.
And quickly.
Yeah. So my name is Charnyce. Everything's new on social media, all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm even on TikTok, I believe. I don't go on there that often, but I'm gonna start putting some of my videos on there too. But I share my story and words of encouragement. You guys, I love y'all. I love the Lord. I'm just, if it ain't showing on my face, I know this ring light is real, but I'm just happy because God is so good to me. And if he'll do it for me, he'll definitely do it for you. You guys, please follow me and hear these stories because really they're my experiences or people that have shared their lives with me. I'm now a licensed hairstylist. So sometimes people come and they tell me their stories while they're sitting in my chair and they're getting their hair done, from men to women. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And then I share a little bit of my testimony with them and they're like, no, it didn't. God didn't do that. What do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, like this is my real life.
Right.
So I'll have to show. I told Domo that I'll have to share some of the pictures that I've forced my family members to take when I've been sick, so you can see I've been tore down from the floor down and all the way back up again. And God has made me new. That's why my name is Everything's New, because he keeps renewing my body, my mind, my spirit. Every time I turn around, he's making me new.
Lord is blessing me. I love that. Mom Deborah, I see y'all. Okay, so look, thank y'all again. So thank you again so much for being a guest on the show. My mom. Thank you again so much for being a guest on the show. I definitely appreciate it. Look, you already know. Are you ready for the before you go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, my mom. I love my mom so much. Okay, so before you go, question is: would you rather have a front row ticket to a musician you've never heard of, or listen to your favorite band performer in a parking lot?
In the parking lot. I want it to be my favorite band with my favorite songs. Getting it, I'm gonna be shot. Hitting the butterfly, the Tootsie Roll, and all the other dances from the 99 and 2000 in the back, in the rafters. They can't even hear me screaming for them, but it's my favorite band. I'm gonna sing all the songs, all of them, loud, on and off key.
All of it. All of it. Carshay, I think that's how you say your name. We're gonna say Carshay.
Yeah, that's Carshay.
Carshay, what up, girl? I see you. I love you. Yo, thank you again so much for being a guest on the show.
Anytime you want me to come on, I'm on. I'm on. I'm on. I'm on. I'm on.
I love it. I love it. You already know I love you to the moon back. We stuck in. Stuck with me for life. Period. Period. Gabe's gonna put you in the back. We're gonna end the show and we out. Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Yo, see, I told y'all this episode was gonna be dope. One leg in the period. Mom Sonia, I see you. I love you. Okay, so real quick, let's get into the word value. Are y'all ready for it? And the word value, Gabe, what's the word value? Because you know I be forgetting. All right, the word value is your journey would help others heal. Remember that when you feel like you're tapped out. And prime example was Charnyce. Like she said, she is a licensed cosmetologist, and when she tells people her story, it makes them want to get better and do better. Period. That's it. That's all. Yo, I thank everyone for coming on, hopping on, commenting. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, I never take it for granted. And I'm going to say it every episode. I love y'all so much. Next week, 7 p.m. You already know. 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. And if you have a disability or limitation, medical condition, and you want to be a guest on the show, holla at me. Okay? I'm going to need y'all to holla at me. DM me, Facebook time me, all that jazz. All that jazz. Follow me on IG. I am Domo Joe. And the website for all the episodes that I've done from season 1 and this season, www.onebillionbraveshow.com. Period. Wes, I love you too. You didn't say I love you. You said great show. Thank you. And I do love you. Uh, Thank you. I was looking at Evelina. Evelina, I love y'all. Okay, so next time, we out. Next week, I want to see y'all because we in there like swimwear. Gabe, you already know what to do. Get me out of here so I can eat some salmon. Love y'all. Mm, mm, mm.